graduate certificate programs that are available to international students here at Northeastern University. So just as a bit of an introduction and agenda, my name is Jelena Page, and I work as a recruitment manager here at the Damor-McKim School of Business, and I focus on recruiting for graduate certificate programs that are available to international students. And we'll talk a little bit about why Northeastern University is a good choice to come and study, and what are some of these graduate certificate programs. We'll give you a program overview. We'll talk about the opportunities that are available to you after the program. We'll go over the tuition, application process, some of the common questions, and then I'll leave you with our contact information. So we think that location matters. Northeastern University is located centrally in Boston. We have about 73 urban acres of campus. We are in the back bay of the city on Huntington Avenue. That's a very short walk to the Fenway Park. We are easily accessible by public transportation, meaning you can access the campus by subway on the Green Line and on the Orange Line. There's plenty of student parking available on campus as well. So if you're living in one of the neighboring suburbs, you can drive to campus and easily find parking. And then if you want to see Northeastern for yourself without coming to Boston, we do have a virtual tour available on our website. You can access it by clicking or copying and pasting the link below. And it will allow you to experience the campus as a student or as a visitor. So Northeastern University is truly a university on the move. Over the last 10 to 15 years, the university has made a large leap in rankings and in its size. So we're ranked among the top 40 research universities in the country. We harbor innovative academic environment on and off campus for our students and affiliates. So our graduate entrepreneurship program has been recently ranked among the top 13 in the nation. I know my slide says 25, but the most recent ranking for 2017-2018 puts us at number 13. And then we're truly known for career acceleration of our undergrad students as well as our grad students. Our undergrad program is well known for its co-op component, where our undergrad students are required to complete 2 6-month internships as part of their undergraduate experience. And then a lot of our graduate master's programs have the same component available to graduate students. And with our graduate certificate programs, because they are short-term programs, they qualify for optional practical training upon completion, so you would be able to go and work after you complete the certificate. And then our University Career Services Center has been ranked at number 1 or number 2 in the nation over the past 5 or 6 years. So what are graduate certificate programs? So we have about 9 graduate certificate programs that are available to international students here on campus. They are short-term programs that allow you to dive into a specific area of interest or gain some general business education if you don't have any business background. So right now we are offering graduate certificates in accounting and financial decision-making, general business administration, corporate renewal, international business, innovation management, leadership and human capital, which is another name for human resources. We have a marketing certificate, supply chain management, and technological entrepreneurship certificate. So here are some of the key features of our short-term certificate programs. Our graduate certificate in business administration is available in a 4 or 8 month format, while all other certificates are available only in an 8-month format. We offer three entry terms each year. We are currently accepting applications for September, and then you can also start the program in January and May. We do not require GMAT or GRE for the application. And then the 8-month certificates qualify for optional practical training, which allows you to stay and work in the US for a period of 12 months. And because you're studying in the Moore McKim School of Business, you will actually be earning graduate level credit. So if you are doing a 4-month graduate certificate in business administration, you will earn 12 graduate credits. And if you're doing an 8-month program, you will earn 15 graduate level credits. And then you have 5 years to apply these credits into an eligible master's or an MBA program. So continuing on key features upon completion of the program. You are always welcome to return home. So if you're just looking for a quick way to earn some US education, you can complete the 4-month business administration certificate and return home, and can apply these credits into an online degree from Northeastern University or somewhere else. As mentioned, you have 5 years to do this, and credits will transfer into our online MBA program, as well as some of our other MS programs that are available online. Your second option is, if you complete the 8-month certificate, you can apply for optional practical training. So you can stay and work in the United States for a period of 12 months. So you can leverage Northeastern University's highly ranked career services to help you with your resume, with your LinkedIn profile, and they also host a number of career fairs and job search workshops that are all available to you from day one when you become a student here at Northeastern. Current average salary of the certificate students who completed their 8-month certificate and are working on OPT is $60,000 a year. And then your third option is to transfer straight into a master's program or an MBA program. Some of our degrees here at Northeastern University have guaranteed admission upon completion of the program, and we'll go over them in just a minute. But first, let me just give you a quick visual of your options upon completion of the certificate. So option 1 is just to complete the certificate and return home. Option 2 is to complete the certificate and apply for optional practical training. So you would spend 12 months of your time working in the United States. Option 3 is to transfer your certificate credits into an eligible master's program. And then option 4, which is the most common option for the certificate students, is to complete the certificate, work for 1 year on OPT, and then come back and transfer those credits into a master's program. And then option 5 is to do the certificate, go straight into a master's, and then apply for optional practical training after your master's program. Now, please keep in mind that U.S. government awards optional practical training per degree level. So if you complete the certificate and go on OPT, then come back and do a master's, you can get another OPT, which is option 6. But if you complete the certificate, go to do a master's, and then do another OPT, you're losing a chance to do 2 OPTs, one after the certificate and then one after a master's. Now you would only do one after a master's. And also, depending on a master's program, you would either get 12 or 24 months of optional practical training. And then option 6 is, of course, the grad certificate, optional practical training, come back, transfer your credits into a master's, and then apply for another optional practical training. So as I mentioned, we have multiple degree programs here at the university that will guarantee your admission if you finish the certificate with a minimum of 3.0 CGPA. So what that means is you would only need to complete an abbreviated online application for the programs that are listed on the left side. And all of your other application materials from the certificates will get transferred over into your master's application. And then you would just need to register yourself for master's classes. All 12 to 15 credits will transfer into some of these programs depending on the type of classes that you take in the certificate. So I would just advise you to work with an academic advisor to determine which certificate is right for you if you're planning to complete one of these master's programs. And then on the right-hand side, we have our business school programs, such as our professional MBA program, online MBA, Masters of Science in International Business, and Tech Entrepreneurship. For all of these programs, the credits will transfer if you gain admission, and you may be required to take the GMAT or GRE as part of your application criteria. And then these are the estimates of expenses for the certificate program. So the 2-semester, 8-month certificate, you need to budget at least $41,714. And this will cover your tuition expenses and living expenses that include room and board, as well as books and supplies, health insurance, and some of other miscellaneous expenses that you may encounter. And then if you are planning on studying here for just 4 months, so just one semester, you need to budget about $29,544. And this also covers your tuition and living expenses. Current cost of tuition per credit is $1,560. So a 4-month certificate is 12 credits, and then 8-month certificate is 15 credits. You can sign up for a payment plan through Tuition Pay, and this will allow you to pay your tuition on a month-by-month basis as opposed to paying everything in a bulk. So you will need to show proof of that you can financially support yourself when you are applying for an I-20 document that's issued by the school to help you get your F-1 visa. And so the government will need to see about $41,714 in a liquid account, such as checking account or savings account. If you're doing the two semester certificate, and then if you're doing one semester certificate, it's going to be $29,544. So here's a brief application checklist. Again, you can go on our application website that will be included in the next slide. You will need to complete an abbreviated application and answer some questions about yourself. You will need to write a personal statement and tell us why you decided to apply to one of these programs. You will need to submit your professional resume, one letter of recommendation, preferably professional over academic. So it can be from someone that you work with, a colleague, a supervisor, or if you run your own business, it can be a client. You will need to upload all university level transcripts. Your first entry should be your bachelor's degree, followed by all subsequent levels of education. Please do not include your high school and elementary school information. We do not need that information for the application. And then acceptable tests for English proficiency are TOEFL, IELTS, or PTE, Pearson Test of English. There is a $50 application fee that we will be happy to waive for you, and the fee waiver code will be included at the end of this presentation. And then we do not require GMAT or GRE for certificate programs. So again, for English proficiency, if you took TOEFL, we like to see at least 90 on TOEFL. If you took IELTS, it's 6.5 on IELTS. However, if your tests have expired or you don't have time to take them, you can sign up for an intake interview. And this will be a 30-minute interview over Skype, phone, or if you're in Boston, we can do an in-person interview with an admissions officer. And we will determine whether you need to take the test or if we can waive your TOEFL/IELTS requirement. A lot of applicants ask me if they need to evaluate their international transcripts by a third-party agency, such as World Education Services. This will not be a requirement upon application. Once we evaluate your application for admission, we'll let you know whether we need to see the WES evaluation or not. So you should just plan to submit your academic transcripts in English. So if your university does not provide official translation in English, you can always work with a local Education USA office and they will do the translation for you and we will accept that translation. So here's a bit of a background on a likely admissible candidate. We welcome any undergraduate discipline, and we do not have any minimum GPA requirements. We evaluate your application holistically, meaning that we will take a look at each part of your application individually and determine whether we want to admit you or not based on the documents that you provide. Work experience is required for the following certificate programs. So if you're thinking about applying to accounting and financial decision-making program, we need to see at least 1 year of work experience. If you are applying to supply chain management certificate, we want to see at least 2 years of work experience in a related field. And then we need to see at least 1 year of work experience if you're applying for the marketing certificate. And all other certificate programs we desire to see work experience, but it's not required. And then here's just a quick visual of our application process. So by clicking on the link above or copying and pasting, it will take you to our admissions website. You will need to create an online application account. Then you can upload all of your transcripts, resume, and personal statement. Your letter of recommendation will need to come from the recommender directly. So by entering their information into the application along with their email address, it will allow them to receive an evaluation form from us that they will need to complete and answer a couple of questions, and then they can upload the letter on your behalf and send it to us directly. If they have a physical copy of the letter, they can always scan it and email it to us. And if you do have TOEFL and IELTS score, you can upload them to the application directly, or you can schedule an interview. And then you will need to type in the application fee waiver code and submit your application. So again, I'm repeating the link to the application. You will need to create username and password, and below is a fee waiver code that will let you waive the $50 application fee. We admit students 3 times a year. So right now we're taking applications for September start, and the early deadline would be May 1st. Our final deadline for September would be July 1st. If you are planning to apply for January 2019, our early deadline would be September 1st, and our final deadline is November 1st. And if you are planning to apply for summer 2019, which starts in May, our early deadline would be January 1st, and our final deadline is March 1st. So here's our contact information. My name is Yelena, and I work as an international recruitment manager, and also I am the academic advisor for international students who are enrolled in the graduate certificate program. You can reach me by phone or by email. You can also schedule a Skype or phone call by clicking on our online calendars. The link is included in right above our names. And then Simone is a recruitment specialist as well, who will be happy to talk to you. You can arrange, if I'm not available and the times that Simone is available work for you, you can schedule a call with Simone and she'll be happy to help as well. So this would conclude my presentation. I hope you were all able to see it, and I'll be happy to answer some of the questions at this time. So someone is asking if we have any scholarships, not for the certificate programs. Our short-term programs do not offer any scholarships. However, if you are applying to one of our Masters of Science programs or an MBA, then yes, we do offer scholarships. The admissions criteria for those programs, you have to submit a GMAT or GRE for admission. And you will need to take TOEFL or IELTS. We do not waive TOEFL or IELTS for those programs. Any other questions that I can answer for you? We do. So the question is if we have any accommodation on campus for certificate programs. Absolutely, we do offer accommodation assistance. We are a large university, so we have about 30,000 students here, undergrad, graduate, and for other programs. So we do have a student housing office that will help you find accommodation on campus, or if you want to live off campus, which most grad students prefer to do, you can do that, and they'll help you with that. So if there are no more questions, I'd like to thank everyone for bearing with me until we figured out my tech difficulties. And then you do have my contact information. If there's anything else that comes up, feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.